All right, and we would like to welcome you guys to the Nepean Sportsplex Steve Eiserman Arena. Uh, and it is the game against the Nepean Raiders and the Carleton Place Canadians. And it is the Carleton Place Canadians 1, Nepean Raiders 1, and this one is about to. So we're 3 minutes into the 3 minutes left to go in the first period. And having this one is number 24 for the Raiders, and that one gets stalked by Aiden Fedema. And they will have a face-off to the right side of Aiden Fedema. He has played in 11 games so far in this late season. And face-off, and Owen Coulter will go ahead and take the face-off. And winning that face-off was number 12 for the Carleton Place Canadians. And he'll lead this one back up and over to number 17 for the Nepean Raiders. That's David Taylor now for the Raiders. And having that one was Christian Boudreau. And that one goes up and over. And with 2:32 left to go in that first period, it is 1-1. And we'll see a face-off on the left side of Aiden Fedema for the Carleton Place Canadians. And the face-off has been won by Nolan Tafazio for the Raiders, and Mason Cully now for the Carleton Place Canadians, and that one will go right and up and over to Will Soloway for the Carleton Place Canadians. Kyle Kurdna, my bad. Kyle Kurdna will make him that, as that one goes over to Thomas Enredo. Enredo has 20 points on the year for the Carleton Place Canadians. And so Aiden Cooper, he is in puck battle now with Sturgeon for the Raiders. And taking that shot right on was Mason Coley, and Brady McEwen was able to make the save. And that one, that's still in Nepean territory. And Coley with the shot right on, stopped by Brady McEwen, and the rebound, and that will stay in Nepean territory as Mason Cully for the Carleton Place Canadians and that one gets tripped and over, and that one was Kyle Kurdna. And William Bauer now for the Carleton Place Canadians, and he'll lead this one up over to Aiden Cooper. There's Aiden Cooper now for the Carleton Place Canadians. Shot right on, that gets blocked. And Mathieu Fair for the Carleton Place Canadians. Shot right on, save made Brady McEwen. And that one will just go up and over to Mathieu Fair. That's still in the Nepean territory. Leads this one over to Nicholas Papineau. He has 12 goals of the season, 28 points. And that one will be in Nepean territory for now. And goes over to number 16 for the Carleton Place Canadians, and that is Blake Boudreau. He has yet to register a point for the Carleton Place Canadians. And here's Cole Matthews. Shot right on, that gets blocked by Brady McEwen, and as time will run out. All right, so that will just about do it for the first period of this match. The score right now remains 1-1. Carleton Place has outshot the Nepean Raiders 14-9, and as both teams will make their way to their respective locker rooms, and We would like to thank you so much for tuning in into the game at the Nepean Sportsplex Steve Eiserman Arena, and it features the game against the Carleton Place Canadians versus the Nepean Raiders, and we're just a little bit behind in terms of what's happening on play. And thank you so much for tuning in into the first period. My name is Romano DeFranco, and I'll be doing play-by-play for the game against the Carleton Place Canadians. Don't go anywhere just yet. We'll take a quick little pause, and when we come back, we'll have the second period play-by-play for the game. And until then, see you then. We would like to welcome you guys back to Nepean Sportsplex Steve Eiserman Arena, where today's game features the Nepean Raiders and the Carleton Place Canadians. My name is Romano DeFranco, and I'll be doing play-by-play for the game. And these two teams will go ahead and get at it tomorrow at the Carleton Place Arena 1. And as you know, the score right now is 1-1. Those goals came back way back at the first period. Yep. And so Brady McEwen and Aiden Fedema have been really nice and tidy in each and every end of the rink. And we're just about getting ready for the opening face-off for period number 2. And the Raiders will be wearing their purple uniforms today. And the Carleton Place Canadians are decked out in yellow. As Nicholas Papineau will go ahead and take the face-off. And the Carleton Place Canadians will go ahead and win that face-off for the opening period. Sorry, the second period, my bad. And that one goes all the way to Nepean territory, and McEwen, he's going to leave that one in for number 27 for the Carleton Place Canadians. Make that Garen Appleby. Kurdna goes over to Cooper with the shot. That one gets blocked by Brady McEwen. As you have Nicholas Papineau goes over to Carson McGurn, and he's the rookie for the Nepean Raiders. Shot right on, and that one goes wide of the net. And that one gets over to Carter Pignon now for the Canadians. And that one goes over to Nepean territory, and Kyle Kurdna for the Carleton Place Canadians. He gets held in by Curtis Sturgeon. And this one goes over to Will Soloway now for the Carleton Place Canadians. And that one goes up over the Carleton Place Canadians bench for a stoppage. So a minute 12 seconds left into the second period. It is 1-1. And as I said, these two teams will get at it tomorrow at the Carleton Place Arena, Rink 1. Face-off has been won by the Raiders. And going that in was David Taylor now for the Nepean Raiders. And that one goes into Nepean territory. And this one goes up and over to Abe Cooper, and that one gets blocked by Coulter for the Nepean Raiders. And this is all about making the best for it, as that one goes over to Tyler Bell now for the Nepean Raiders. He's playing in his first game since October the 1st against the against the Brockville Braves. And this one will open up and over to number 22 for the Nepean Raiders, make it Owen Coulter. And this is a great chance now for And that one goes to offside, and whoever went offside is not going to be very happy with that. Yeah. As there will now be a face-off at the blue line in front of the Carleton Place Canadiens bench. And Bill Gurion will take the face-off, and Gurion wins it, and he actually leads the Carleton Place Canadiens in goals with 19 and points with 47. McGurn, and the one was just carried in by McGurn now for the Raiders. And that one gets dropped back up over to John Lumsden now for the Raiders. And that one goes into Carleton Place territory. And that one whistle wide of the net. And this one. And the last one over to Nolan DeFazio. And that one will just go up over to Lumsden now for the Raiders. Nice D2D pass. Right side, and that one gets stopped by Fadema. And drops this one back to Will Dixon. Over to Henderson now for the Raiders. And that one goes up and over to Nepean territory. And this one will lead this one over to Herdna now for the Carleton Place Canadiens. Shot right on. That one is whistle wide of the net. And we'll have this one over to Jonah Henderson now for the Raiders. He's one of the stay-at-home defensemen now for the Nepean Raiders. Bauer now for the Carleton Place Canadiens. And this one will Ray McEwen, he goes out to play for the Nepean Raiders. And shot right on. The pad save made by McEwen. And Bradley Streska now for the Raiders. Shot. That one gets stopped by Aiden Fadema. And gets tied in. As shot right on. That one gets stopped by Fadema now for the Carleton Place Canadiens. And drops this one over to Lumsden. And I might go over to Bo Dackstader. That's who it was. That was Bo Dackstader, okay? And this one was over Ryder Dagenet. He was acquired by the Carleton Place Canadiens from the Ottawa Junior Senators. As over to Sturgeon now for the Raiders. And that one goes over to Kyle Kurtna as he waits in. Goes up over to Thomas Enredo. That was away by tossed by Enredo. And Papido rushes towards it, giving it to Aiden Cooper. And Kurtna will put this one over to the Nepean territory. That's what it was for the Carleton Place Canadiens, as Mason Foley will win the race. And Sturgeon the shot right on, as a nice save made by Aiden Fadema off of Sturgeon. And that's a great scoring chance. Here's Sturgeon again, what a move! And he scores! Curtis Sturgeon with a bullet drive, and that beats Aiden Fadema, and he makes it 2-1 Raiders. All right, so the face-off, and the Carleton Place Canadiens will go ahead and win that face-off. And so sure the former Carleton Place Canadian will draw the assist on that goal. And that one goes up and over and out of play. And it is 2-1 Raiders that they lead. And there will be a face-off, and CPC will win the face-off. And this one goes over to Dave Taylor. Taylor, nice move, shot, and Fadema will make the save. And Raiders lead it 2-1. Also over to Will Soloway. And that one goes over to Bill Gorgon now for the Carleton Place Canadians. As one into the side. And this one goes over to Brandon Rainish now for the Raiders. And that one goes in offside. So 6 minutes into the second period, and it's 2-1 Raiders thanks to that goal by Curtis Sturgeon. Yep. And I'm not sure what the chatter was all about. So the face-off is at the Nepean bench, and Carleton Place will win it. And this one goes over to Soloway, and as McEwen goes out to play it, and it's a nice move. And this one goes over to Mathieu Fair, and goes up over to Caden Ryan now for the Carleton Place Canadians. And nice move by Nick Sinani now for the Nepean Raiders. And this one goes up over to Enredo now for the Carleton Place Canadians. I'm sure that's Enredo. So number 27 now for the Carleton Place Canadians. And that one goes back into Nepean territory. Will Dixon now for the Nepean Raiders. Dixon, that's a nice rush. And that one, falling down, that was Cole Matthews for the Carleton Place Canadians. And that one goes back over to the Nepean zone. And that one is touched up for icing. All right. And there will be a face-off to the left side of Aiden Fadema. All right. Papineau with the shot. That gets stopped by Aiden Fadema. Sturgeon for the Raiders, and that one gets blocked. Papineau over to Megaletta, shot, and that one is smothered by Aiden Fadema, and he'll hang on with 11:24 of the second period, and it is 2-1 Nepean. The face-off has been won by the Carleton Place Canadians, and that one goes flying back into Nepean territory. Scalise now for the Raiders, and that one goes up over to Brandon Reinish now for the Raiders. Reinish, nice move, and that one goes wide at the net. There's Bell now for the Raiders. Ooh, and he goes tumbling into the boards. That was Owen Coulter. And Thomas Enredo now for the Carleton Place Canadians. And he'll lead this one for Mason Cully. And Bell. And that one goes falling in. That nice move by Soloway. Soloway will wait. And that one was wide of the net. And it was Leighton McLean now for the Carleton Place Canadians. That's the former Nepean Raider. And that one goes up over to the Carleton Place Canadians territory. And Dixon is having trouble finding it for a second. And that's John Lumsden now for the Raiders. And he finds that along the boards. Lumsden, and he'll carry this one over to Riley Streska. And the shot right on. That one gets stopped by Aiden Fedema. And he'll hang on with 9:40 left to go the second period. Raiders have a 2-1 lead. And the face-off has been won. Shot right on. That one stopped by Aiden Fedema. And the rebound he covers up with a face-off. And we do have a little bit of extra activity in front of the Carleton Place net. And I guess everything will be okay. And we will see a face-off into the right side of Aiden Fedema. Okay. So the face-off, like I said, is to the right. And Carleton Place will win the face-off. And having that one was Mason Cully. And this one goes over to Jace Benvey of the Carleton Place Canadians. And Benvey will lead this one to fair. Shot right on. Taking that one was Mason Coley. That gets stopped. Okay. And that one goes back over to the Carleton Place Canadians territory. The shots on net are 21-11 in favor of Nepean. And that one gets up over to Dixon. And he'll put this one. And that one goes into Nepean territory. And it'll be called icing with 8:37 left to go in the second period. Nepean has a 2-1 lead thanks to that goal by Curtis Sturgeon. And Nepean is hoping to hang on to that lead. Face-off was won, and Fedema will make the save off of Reinisch. And Mason Cully. And McEwen had his arm up for whatever reason, but there's Tyler Bell now for the Raiders, and this pass doesn't work. And that one will just go back over to Nepean territory. And this one goes up over to Mario Scalise now for the Raiders. Scalise will just leave it in for Dave Taylor. Oh, and not paying attention to that briefly was Owen Coulter. Scalise, and we do have a little bit of a stoppage. Um, and there is going to be a penalty. Well, no. I thought there was, but and there will be a face-off, and the Nepean Raiders will go ahead and win the face-off. Shot right on, and that one is stopped by Brady McEwen, and taking that shot was Owen Smedham, and McEwen will make that save, and I guess there will be a face-off to the right side of Brady McEwen. And that one goes over to William Bauer. Bauer the shot. That was a blocker save made by Brady McEwen. And goes out of play with 7:23 left to go in the second period. The Raiders out shooting the Carleton Place Canadians 22-13. And the Raiders have a 2-1 lead. And that one goes up over to Brandon Reinish now for the Raiders, and the puck battle continues. And they all go whacking at it, but I'm not sure where the puck is. And finally, that one scores free, and goes over to Curtis Sturgeon. Yeah, he's got the recent goal to help get the Nepean 2-1. And this one, that goes back to Nepean territory. And all go tumbling down was to the side. And that was Nick Papineau, and Reinish missed that pass from him. And still having it was Enredo for the Carleton Place Canadians. And this one will go back so that they can come back. 6:10 left to go in this second period. Raiders have a 2-1 lead, and it's all thanks to Curtis Sturgeon's goal. And that one goes over to William Dixon. And that one shot right on, and that one goes wide of the net. I think Aiden Fedema may have gotten a piece of that. Lumsden shot right on, and that was a glove save made by Aiden Fedema. And he was able to glove that down with, and he hangs on with 5:46 left to go in that second period. And the Carleton Place Canadians will win the face-off thanks to Leighton McLean doing so. And there's Papineau now for the Raiders. Goes over to Dixon. Shot right on. That one gets blocked by the Carleton Place defense. And this is a really, really great move by Enredo. Drops this one back to Cardona. Yes, that's what it is. And having that one briefly was Aiden Cooper for the Carleton Place Canadians. Enredo, and he'll drop this one into the Nepean territory. And Dixon beat this one over to Gordon. He'll drop this one back to Will Soloway. And this one over to Caden Ryan, shot right on, and Brady McEwen will make the save. He has been really great over the course of the game, even though he hasn't been busy very much. But he's still been playing well nonetheless. Gordon with the shot right on, that one whistle wide of the net. And Corion. And that one goes wide of the net. And that one goes over to Ryan. And lead this one over to Aiden Cooper. Cooper's getting tied in by William Dixon. And that one goes over to Corion. Shot, and that one is stopped by Brady McEwen. And Dixon, just wait for his line mates to get set up, as they do. Dixon and Fedema will just lead this one over to Caden Ryan. Nice move, shot right on. Save was made by Brady McEwen off of net, yet fair. Fair again now for the Carleton Place Canadians. And that one goes up and over to David Taylor. Taylor now shot right on, and that one is a nice save by Aiden Fedema. And goes over, shot right on, save was made, rebound, they score! Great save made by Aiden Fedema, who was unable to control the rebound. And the Nepean Raiders are up by 2. And it is Thomas Dickey. It is Thomas Dickey getting the goal. And the Raiders have a 3-1 lead. Right, and the face-off has been won by the Nepean Raiders. Oh, Oliver Band. I thought he was number 91. Yeah, make that Oliver Band. Here's Sturgeon. Goes over to Brendan Reinish. And that one goes back to CPC territory. Dockstader. And he'll drop this one back over to Nick Papineau. Papineau, and he gets hauled down. And Aiden Fedema will hang on, and he'll do so with 2:13 left to go in the second period. The Raiders are out shooting the Carleton Place Canadians 25-17. And they lead by a score of 3-1. As play goes on. Nice move. Shot! And save was made by Aiden Fedema. And we do have a little bit of extra activity in front or behind the CPC net. And yeah, this has to do with these two teams don't like each other very much. And if you look back to the last, over the course of the game, the last 2 games in November, you probably understand why. And Nepean will go ahead and win the face-off. As Cooper now for the Carleton Place Canadians. And the Dockstader. And that one goes over to Enredo. And that one, we'll just beat this one over to David Taylor. Taylor goes over to Coulter. Shot right on, and a save was made by Aiden Fedema. And he'll hang on with 1:39 left to go in the second period. Raiders have a 3-1 lead. And Sturgeon will go ahead and take the face-off against Caden Ryan. And Sturgeon will go ahead and win the face-off, and that one goes up over to Cole Matthews, and that one goes as Brady McEwen, he's going to go out to play for Nepean. And it's over to Cole Matthews, and McEwen, he'll just set this one back to Nepean territory, and that race for it, and that will be called an icing. With 1:06 to go in the second period, the Raiders have a 3-1 lead. Face off to McEwen's right, as Caden Ryan will get tossed out of the face-off. He will be replaced by Will Soloway. As Carlton Place will win it. And McEwen makes that great glove save off of Aiden Cooper. And I guess we'll have to do it again. And face off, shot right on, that one deflected just wide. As goes over to Soloway. And so this is a race for it, and he'll have to go back, and doing that was Mason Cully. And that will be icing with 40.1 seconds to go. And it is 3-1 Nepean. So Oliver Band gets his 6th goal of the season. And make that 8 points for Band. And the Raiders will go ahead and win the face-off. And that one doesn't get anywhere. And that one goes over to Fonion, but once again, that'll be icing, and he wants him to get him to go, but I guess that won't happen. 29.1 seconds to go in that second period. It is 3-1 Raiders. Face-off was won by the Raiders, and doing that was Band. And Fonion now, Ryan shot right on. That one goes wide of the net. And Brady McEwen wanted to get a penalty, but the Raiders, they don't get a penalty call being issued to CPC. And that will go at just about do it for this opening period. Second period, my bad. And Raiders have a 3-1 lead through 40 minutes of play. That's how the middle period was supposed to end. But it won't, as we do have some extra activity going on. And I think Owen Coulter wants his former teammate to go at him, but that just won't happen, okay? So, through 40 minutes of play, the Raiders have outshot the Carleton Place Canadians 27-18, and the Raiders lead by they lead by a current score of 3-1. And the Carleton Place Canadians are they're hoping to get back at this game, but the Raiders are hoping to steal those 2 points for steal the 2 points for the CPC. And so let's have a rephraser in terms of what happened in the first 40 minutes of play. It is 1-1. way back in the first period, CPC scored 1 and Nepean scored 1. And the Raiders, they scored twice in that second period, both being from Oliver Band and Curtis Sturgeon. All right, and as you can see, we do have some penalties going up on the scoreboard. As yes, we do see that on the scoreboard. That's what's going to happen at the start of the third period. All right. So like I said before, the Raiders currently lead the Carleton Place Canadians 3-1. And so all that's left to do is the third period. So don't go anywhere just yet. This is Romano DeFranco providing play-by-play for today's game. When we come back on, we'll have the call for the start of the third period, and we will see you then. Going into this third period, they are out shooting the Canadians 27-18. And when the third period begins, we have some coincidental minor penalties to start with. And both teams will go ahead and make their way back to the ice for the start of the third period. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. And getting the gate was Owen Coulter and Bill Gordon for these coincidental minor penalties. Yep. And so McEwen and Aiden Fedema will are the starting netminders for the game. All right. And McEwen's hoping to win his 14th game of the season. So he's having himself a pretty great game for himself as he stopped 17 of the 18 shots he faced. All right. All right, so the third period is about to get underway right now as Sturgeon will go ahead and win the face-off, and Scalise will have that started, and he'll have this one, and he does. He goes over to Sturgeon. Yes, it's his 18th of the season. He's having himself a career year. As Sturgeon, he'll drop this one over to Nick Papineau. Nick Papineau has 12 goals of the year, and that one gets turned over by Aiden Cooper. As Papineau is still being watched by Cooper. He goes over to Sturgeon. And that one goes over to Tyler Bell for the Raiders. Bell goes over to Papineau. And so we have less than a minute left to go in the coincidental minors to Coulter and Gorion respectively. And goes over to Ban. Ban has one of 3 Nepean's goals. Okay, as the puck battle continues into the Carleton Place zone. Right, and that one goes to Carter Pignon. Drops this one back over to 27 for the Carleton Place Canadians. And Bo Dockstader will win the race for Nepean. And shot right on, and that one gets deflected just wide, and taking that shot was Carter Pignon. And that would have been a penalty, but I think they're starting to get one now, and we do have some extra activity going on, as that just would have been goalie interference. Right, and being escorted to the penalty box is, oh yeah, it's gonna be, what is it, Carter Pignon, yes, Carter Pignon, as Yeah, it's that getting the gate, and also and the PN is gonna also get another coincidental minor penalty for roughing, and so Soloway and Josh Reed will be each into the captain's box. So this is just a refresher. Josh Reed, he's going to be wearing number 28 instead of his usual number 3. And it's been a physical game up to this point. And if you look back at the home and home stand against back on in mid-November, it was very evident. And we do see the doors to the penalty box being open on both sides. All right. And that stuff. And then this is just a refresher. The Brockville Braves, if you look back at last week's game, they ended up winning just their 7th game on the season, and that one coming against the Navin Grads. The Braves ended up pulling off a huge upset against the first place team in the CCHL. That's none other than the Navin Grads. And we did see the buzzer go off a little bit, and I don't think the face-off was done properly. So, and we do get the penalty box being the door to the CPC's penalty box being open. I'm not sure why. All right, so both teams will skate a 4-on-3 for each of the next 9 seconds. All right, and Josh Reed will go ahead and take the face-off, and then he loses it. And this one goes up over to Nepean territory. All right, and we'll just about get started for the Raiders 5-on-4 power play. There's Scalise now for the Raiders, and this one will be sent over to Nicholas Papineau. Papineau goes up over to Josh Reed now for the Raiders, and we'll set this one up and over to Lumsden now for the Raiders. Lumsden, and we'll just takes a couple passes. And getting back was Aiden Fedema for the Carleton Place Canadians. Sturgeon now for the Raiders. Routes over to Scalise. Up over to Lumsden now for the Raiders. Lumsden, Scalise, one-timer, and that one gets blocked. And that one goes up over to that. And so the Nepean will try again on the man advantage. Here's Nick Papineau. Lumsden goes over to Scalise. Scalise over to Papineau. Nice move, and that one gets stopped by Fedema. Lumsden over to Scalise. Shot, and that one is whistled wide of the net. Lumsden back over to Scalise. He'll try again. And that one goes up over to John Lumsden. Reed now, shot, and that one gets blocked. And that one gets up and over to Aiden Cooper. And we'll just about do it for Nepean's power play. And Scalise now for the Raiders. And that one goes up over to Nepean bench. Almost hit one of the coaches. I gotta be careful on that. Right, so Carlton Place will go ahead and win the face-off, and goes over to Nick Sinani now for the Raiders, and goes, yeah, that goes over to Nolan DeFazio now for the Raiders, and he'll just put this one up over to Enredo now for the Canadians. And McEwen, he'll just sleep this one over to William Dixon. And it's over to Ryan. Caden Ryan with the shot. That one gets blocked. And DeFazio now for the Raiders. And that one, that's still in the PN territory. Yeah, Aiden Cooper, and that one, I guess they're exhausted now. And so the Raiders are waiting for us get set up. And yes, they'll do now. And that one gets over to, and that was Owen Coulter. He has one of the Nepean goals, and that one came way back that first period. And there's the race for it, and Bell will just back. And Scalise now for the Raiders, and just put this one over to Soloway. Soloway goes up over to Carter Pinion. He got penalized earlier that period. And pulling down with Scalise. He gets back up. And this one goes up over to Pinion. And there's a nice move, and Reed gets taken down. And this one goes up over to Chase Benvey. Benvey, that's number 7 for the Carlton Place Canadians. And Cooper drops this one back over to Enredo now for the Carlton Place Canadians. Trying to see who number 16 is, and that one goes over to Cully. Oh, yeah, that's Christian Boudreau. Okay. Boudreau, okay. And this one goes up over to Paul Duckstader. And they'll leave this one over to Aiden Cooper. Cooper drops this one back to William Bower. Bower, nice move. And that one is stopped by Brady McEwen. And this one, you'll just this one up over to, gets stopped by Aiden Fedema. I'm very sure he would like to have another chance at it, but no way. And that one goes up over to number 15. That's Bill Gorion. Here's McEwen. A little bit of a dangerous pass, but Mason Colley will put that one into the field territory. Colley now again for the Carlton Place Canadians, and that one just hit the goalpost. And I'm very sure he would like to have another chance at it, but it was the goalie's best friend, the goalpost. Face-off has been won by the Raiders. And shot right on, and McEwen hangs on, and he'll do so with 11 minutes left to go in the third period, with the Raiders lead by a score of 3-1 right now. Mason Cully now for the Carleton Place Canadians. And he'll again take it down to Kurtna for the Carleton Place Canadians. And that one was up and flying into the Carleton Place Canadians territory. And it goes up over to Carter Pignon. Shot right on, that gets blocked. Nice move by Enredo, but that one just gets knocked right back in. And over there. Here's one at center. That's better than done. Goes over to Colhan. Cole Matthews. Make that Cole Matthews. And as the Carleton Place Canadians will get that one back into Nepean territory with 10 minutes left to go in the third period. Raiders lead by a current score 3-1. Sturgeon and just looking for it and having that was Chase Benbay. Benbay drops this one back to Boudreau. And comes over to William Dickinson. Dickinson over to Reinish. And that is touched up for icing. Alright. And the face-off will be to the right side of Aiden Fadema. And it is 3-1 Raiders lead. And Nicholas Papineau will take the face-off against Metzia Fair. Fair wins it. And Aiden Cooper now for the Carleton Place Canadians. And that one was up over to the Nepean territory. And so leave this one over to Mason Cully. It's a nice move by Nicholas Papineau. Papineau takes the shot and Fadema makes the save. And this one goes over to Reinish, and that one is stopped by Fadema. Two big saves by Aiden Fadema. Over to Scalise. That's over to Bell. And that one goes up and over and goes out of play. And 8:32 left to go in the third period. Raiders are out shooting the Carleton Place Canadians 31-19, and they lead 3-1. Raiders will go ahead and win that face-off. What a move! And that one gets stopped by Aiden Fadema. And this one goes over to William Bauer. And that one will just make it up over to Tyler Bell. And goes over to Riley Streska, and McEwen's going out to play the puck now. As he gets knocked down, Proud won the penalty, but didn't get it. It's over to Riley Streska. As he gets held in by Kurtna. Goes Soloway, and he'll just lead this one over to Bo Dogstader. And over to Pignon. Back over to Ryan. Let's hope against Bo Dogstader. Shot right on. Save was made by Brady McEwen, and he makes that save off of Mason Cully. Again, shot right on, and save was made by Brady McEwen. And doing that was Peyton Ryan. And Aiden Cooper just gave it away, and Aiden Fedema was able to make that save. And the Raiders are doing a really great job to hold the Carleton Place Canadians off the scoreboard. And the next one goes over to Doc Stater. This one goes over to Carter Pinion. And that one gets over the Bands. Auburn Band would just beat this one up over to Nolan DeFazio. Taylor, and just put that one into Carleton Place Canadian zone with 6:05 left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 3-1 lead. Okay. Carter Pinion, as that one goes up over to Pinion. And that one gets briefly turned over. It goes over to Fazio, and Fedema will just hang on, and he'll hang on with 5:37 left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 3-1 lead. Carleton Place Canadians will go ahead and move that face-off, and that one goes up and out of play, and we'll do it again. Alright, so Curtis Sturgeon will go ahead and take that face-off. And he'll do that against Matthew Thad, and Thad wins it. Goes over to Bauer. Grabs this one back to Fair. And 5:20 left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 3-1 lead. That will allow it. And this one goes over to Brandon Reinisch. Nice move by Nick Papino. Papino makes some moves. Oh, and that one just whistled wide at the net. And tumbling there briefly was Brendan Reinisch. And this one, as that one drops this one back to Oliver Band. Band now for the Raiders, and that one gets turned over by Bourillon. Shot right on, and that was a save made by Brady McEwen. Mason Cully. And Brady McEwen will hold on, and he'll do so with 4:26 left to go in the third period. And the Raiders have a 3-1 lead. Raiders will go ahead and win that face-off, and that was a big hit. And that one goes over to Asio, and that one was Caton Ryan. Ryan shot right on. That one whistled wide of the net, and goes over to Cordion. Over to Ryan, shot, save made, and they score! Bill Cordion has scored the goal, and the Carleton Place Canadians are close to within one. And not sure if I agree with that, but the Carleton Place Canadians would have taunted Brady McEwen, but nonetheless, the Carleton Place Canadians will get back at this game, but we do got some extra activity But, oh boy. Thought we end up seeing a stick being thrown. Alright, so I guess everything will be safe for now. As there will, so we'll be a face-off at center ice. Yeah, we'll make that Will Soloway. Alright, so we did hear the goal, so... Alright, so the Nepean Raiders are going to try to hold off the Carleton Place Canadiens rally. Will Soloway gets his second goal of the afternoon. And... oh yeah, so that's what the delay is all about. They just need the proper line change, that's it. Right, so now that everything else is out of the way and any further delays, face-off has been won. And having that one was Dave Taylor. Taylor, the shot right on, and Aiden Fedema will go ahead and make the save. And I don't expect the physicality to end anytime soon. Right, so there'll be a face-off to the right side of Aiden Fedema. 3-2 is your score right now. Alright, with 3:49 left to go in the third period. CPC will go ahead and win the face-off. And Soloway out for the Carleton Place Canadiens. And great move by McGurn. That's the rookie for the Nepean Raiders. Goes over to Nolan DeFalcio. Shot save made by Fedema, and Raiders were not ready for that rebound. And this one gets held into the boards. And that one gets over to Christian Boudreau. And that one stays in the Nepean territory, and Fedema will just have that one in, settle for Mason Cully. So 2:47 left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 3-2 lead. All right. And shot right on. That gets blocked. And here comes Reed now for the Nepean Raiders. And that one goes over to right, Caden Ryan. And this one goes up over to number 15 for the Carleton Place Canadiens. Let's see who that is. And that one goes up over to Oliver Ban. Ban drops it back to Taylor. And Ban gets tied up by Mason Cully. Shot, and that one goes wide of the net. And there's Aiden Fedema. And that one goes over to Caden Ryan. So 1:35 left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 3-2 lead. Fedema, drop this one over to Sturgeon. and that's still in Carleton Place territory. Fadema, he's waiting for a signal from the Carleton Place Canadians coach to get off for an extra attacker. Yes, he does, and he'll do that now. Shot right on. That one gets stopped by Brady McEwen. And they all get, and then there's still a puck battle on the boards. Cooper now with the Carleton Place Canadians, and that stays in. Right, and see if Carleton Place can tie it up with Fadema at the bench, and that one goes wide, and that goes up and out of play with 44.1 seconds left to go in the third period. Now Carleton Place is looking to tie the game at 3 with Aiden Fadema at the bench for an extra attacker. And the Nepeans trying to hold off that rally. Oh, I guess there's going to be a timeout being called. So, and the Raiders are hoping to take 2 points away from the Carleton Place Canadians. And we'll just have to get things sorted out. And like I said, this is Romano DeFranco, and I'll be doing play-by-play for the game. Yep. Right, so change back to 45.1 seconds on the clock. So out-of-town scoreboards will be coming up following the game. All right, so the Carleton Place Canadians will go ahead and win the face-off, and it's a race for it, and goes up over to Gordillon. Gordillon, he's being watched by Curtis Sturgeon. Gordillon, a nice move by Gordillon, shot, and that one gets stopped by Brady McEwen, and that one gets cleared, and that one gets touched for icing with 20.7 seconds left to go in the third period. Raiders are out shooting the Carleton Place Canadians 36-24, and they have a 3-2 lead, and they're trying to hang on. But will they do it? Only time will tell. Face-off is won by the Canadians, and that one missed the net. And time is dwindling down now. Cooper with the shot, and whoa, that one goes up and out of play with 10.5 seconds left to go in the third period. Raiders have a 3-2 lead, and so far they're doing a great job of holding off the Carleton Place Canadians rally. And so 5 seconds left to go in the game, and the puck battle continues up along the boards, and this one's over as Brady McEwen wins his 14th game in goal, and Nepean has held on to defeat the Carleton Place Canadians to 3-2, and Brady McEwen might take some exception into from this former team, but not that won't matter so much, as the Raiders players will go ahead and salute the crowd, and they'll go ahead and pile off the bench to congratulate Brady McEwen in holding off the Canadians rally. And Nepean will win their 18th game of the season. Right, so so the Raiders, like I said, will go ahead and they'll play less than 24 hours shortly after the game, and they'll do that on a family day game in Carlton Place. All right. Right, so just like that. So the final score of the game is 3-2 in favor of the Nepean Raiders. They outshot Carlton Place 36-24. So Band, Sturgeon, and Coulter, they got the goals for the Nepean Raiders. And Soloway scored twice for the Carlton Place Canadians. And that's what we had. So the final score is 3-2 for the Nepean Raiders. Elsewhere, the CCHL, the Navan Grats have a 2-1 lead against the Campbell 73s. Other games that are happening later on. There's just one game happening later on today. The Renfrew Wolves, they square off against the Pembroke Lumber Kings at the Pembroke Memorial Center. And as we said before, the Raiders win their 18th game of the year thanks to a final score of 3-2. They'll go at it tomorrow against the Carlton Place Canadians at the Carlton Place Arena, Rink 1. And this is also a family day game, so for all of us here at the Nepean Sportsplex Steve Eiserman Arena, we would like to wish everyone a happy family day, and we hope you're having a great day out there. And thank you so much for tuning into today's game. My name is Romano DeFranco, and doing play-by-play for the game. And once again, the final score is the Carlton Place Canadians 2 and Nepean Raiders 3. And for all of us here at Nepean Sportsplex Steve Eiserman Arena, have a great night.